Hey friends, welcome back to my studio. I am so happy you're here hanging out with me. I'm gonna play today, and most days are a play day. Some days are bookkeeping. But I'm gonna do an abstract and just play with, it's Utrecht Modeling Paste Extender, heavy body. Gosh, I got it, I don't know how many years ago. And I opened it up. It says you can add water to it to thin it, but it still looks really good. I stirred a little water in it just to sort of test it out. So on the abstract, well, first let's start at the beginning. I've got a soft pastel from Blick Art Materials. It's kind of a pretty, almost periwinkle blue. Got to write the word love. Okay. Now we can start. I like doing that. Sometimes I forget to show you in the videos. I'm going to take and put some of this texture on, just because it'll be fun. I can always add more later too. You could, I don't think you mix it with, I should read the directions. It can be used to build up thick impasto and extreme textures. Can be used in extender or add opacity to acrylic colors. It is typically used to create texture prior to paint application. That's what I'm going to do. Application can also be used as an adhesive. Dries to a white opaque finish. Cool. Okay, so I've got a couple different palette knives. This one's from Blick. This one's a Liquitex. I don't know if that's going to really matter much because I'm going to keep it simple. Here's a plastic one. I've used old gift cards, credit cards, you know, whatever you want. All right, so I'm going to scoop some out, and I'm thinking like I'm going to use the rule of thirds. So maybe I'll just stick a little right there. Maybe I should have drawn a line on it because that's going downhill. Hang on, I'm going to grab a T-square. I'll be right back. Okay, let's try this again. So I moved my canvas a little bit to the left so I could hang my T-square off over the edge because I've got a small piece of wood that helps support bigger paintings. I was going to say something else and I started concentrating a little bit. There. Now I kind of know where straight is. I don't know if you could see into that because it's white on white. So I'm just going to have some texture kind of come up. This stuff is kind of messy. I don't know, maybe come up. I'm just flattening that out so because I don't exactly know what I want to do yet. I don't know if you can see it, but I can. I can also straighten it too after I get some of this on. So I'm gonna put, so kind of on the third, let's have a ridge. Oh, I don't think you can see that. Tell you what, I think I'm gonna stop the video and then I'll show you in a minute. Okay, let's see if I can give you a look. You can see it a little bit. You can, I could stick my knife to this wet texture and pull it out. It's just like frosting. Like if you have thick frosting, pull it out and make peaks. Okay, and I put a little, while I'm thinking of it, I put just a little bit on the side, but not much. I don't know if you can't even see it. In case somebody wants to frame it, you don't want it to come out too far on the side. But there is a little ridge So I pretty much, it could be like trees, cityscape, you know, water line, tree line. I'm gonna use blues. There, you can kind of see it. Sorry guys, I'm looking in the camera, so I quit talking. I put one down here. I don't know if this guy right down here, I'm trying to point to it, will even show. But it's fun. You know, I can come back and add more. So I'm gonna let this dry overnight. Whoop, I just stuck my hand in it. I'm gonna let it dry overnight. Drop my palette knife too. And then I'm gonna play with, I think, oh, you see a lot of abstracts and blues. I think kind of gray blues work in a lot of homes, and it works a long time through different color trends. So I'm gonna do that. I'll probably put little hints of, gold or yellow in it. So I've pulled out yellow oxide. I'll probably just, I don't know if I'll use it full strength. We'll see as we go. I grabbed cerulean blue hue. Oh, definitely have white. Titanium white. The only reason I picked phthalo blue green shade is because I have more of it in case I go through a lot of paint. So sometimes people think, well, that's simple. Well, it is simple. I'm having fun. It's, you know, I have my tallest area on a third. I didn't measure it, but I've kind of got my horizontal on a third. And then I have a break where there really isn't much texture at all on a third. So I'm thinking design and structure, but I could go through a whole lot more paint with this one. So sometimes maybe the idea is more simple, but the costs are more expensive with an abstract. So that's just something to keep in mind. I pulled out a little soapbox lecture there. I pulled out some neutral gray 5. Just, I don't know if I shake it. Just for fun. I could grab some orange to neutralize my colors too, since I'm gonna use primarily blue. And then just because I love it, I grabbed some bright aqua green. I don't know if I'm gonna use that either. Okay guys, I'll be back tomorrow. Hey, I thought I'd stop a minute and talk about what I'm thinking. So this isn't going to look very good for quite a while. I'll link in this video description, what did I call it? Oh, Pinky Swear. It was an abstract, I'll just link it in the description. And it started out with some lines and just some thoughts, and it really changed as it went along. I might have even used this brush in the Pinky Swear. This is a Royal and Langnickel number 12. Gosh, that's more than an inch. Is that like an inch and a half maybe? Huh, I don't see any other markings on it. So what I'm thinking is I want an overall light painting, and I want the bulk of my color to be where the texture is. And I don't know if that texture is just going to show or not. I think it will. It might be subtle. I might end up adding more on. I used a little phthalo blue green shade and some, I can't remember which blue that is. I think it's cerulean blue hue. I put some gray in it. And I put some more neutral gray 5. That's neutral gray 5. That's the bright aqua green. That's the phthalo blue green shade. That's yellow oxide and titanium white. So I'm just kind of playing, and it's not going to look so good for quite a while, I don't think. But we'll just keep working at it and see how it goes. You know, I've got a lot of ground to cover. Oh, and then I painted, I have like the color in my brush, I painted, you know, underneath. And then I just have some folded up pieces of paper to keep it off of my easel so it can dry. Okay guys, I think that's about it. I just wanted to let you know the colors, what I'm thinking. Oh, and there's some orange and some brown on this palette because I'm just reusing It's dried. I'm just reusing a plate that I had for another painting. Okay, I'll be back in a bit. Hey friends, I'm going to stop at this point and then I will download the live and time lapse it from here. So if you want to go check out the live, pause this video and go check that out. Otherwise, it'll be here. It'll be time lapsed. You know, sometimes I can see the texture, like when I walk into my studio or I'm sitting in front of it, and then when I look in the camera, I can't. Here, let's scoot it over a little bit better angle for you. You could stop pretty soon. Here. Oh, I did flip it. I was painting it this way because I was painting the bottom just a little bit ago. You could almost be done. But I'm kind of looking for a lighter painting, and I'm going to mimic some of these sort of blobby strokes. So I don't know if you can, I'm going to get it there, but I can't tell if you can see it. I'm going to mimic some of them with my brush. So I'm gonna, I need to wash my brush. I forgot to wash my brush last night. It's a fairly new Royal and Langnickel Filbert. I put alcohol in it, let it sit with a little alcohol and washed it out. Got all the paint out of it. I love that tip. I did not know that tip until maybe a year ago. Hand sanitizer works. Scared me because I mean brushes aren't cheap. Anyway, I want to mimic some of my texture strokes with my brush and make a little more pattern on it. But really, you've kind of got, I've done some abstracts like this. You kind of get a reflection water scene going. And it looks nice. So you don't have to keep going as far as I'm going to go with this one. Okay, guys, the live will be the next time lapse section, then I'll be back in a bit. friends, that last time-lapse bit was the live. I'm gonna lighten this up more. I keep adding blues and dark colors and blobs, but I want it lighter. And then I have added just thick paint. I don't know if you can see that. It depends on the angle. That's just thick paint. And then I also took some, and like I just took some white paint and highlighted some of the texture I originally put on in the beginning. Can you see that? So that's kind of fun. I was talking about splattering it, but I don't think I will. I don't think I want to do that. I could put some drips on it, but I'm just going to try and make this white lighter and not add too much color. Oh, I put on a dark blue blob and white there. I'm thinking that might help keep you. So this is kind of looks like a reflection, kind of looks a little bit like a landscape. You know, you can kind of go there. And I'm just thinking, you know, just of entertaining you and kind of following in brushstroke my basic structure I put on with that texture, molding paste stuff. I don't know what to call it. Molding paste extender is what they call it. And then I put some lines in, just playing with it. Okay, I hope some of those comments help. There's still like a rhythm, like, so I have like bright white square, bright white square, bright white square. There's 3 of them there, and then there's kind of a stack of them here, so we just call that one 1, and then there's one there. So you could say there's like 5 of them. But it kind of goes, you know, so my original texture kind of is up as high as there, comes down here, and then goes up here. So I followed the texture, is how I decide where to put those. I'm kind of just repeating and making more complicated my original, I cannot remember what to call it, modeling paste layout. I just keep sort of playing with that same layout over and over again with a little bit of color, a little bit of value. Okay, I'll probably be back at the end. I'm not sure how much more I'm going to paint at this, but I'll definitely be back. Hey friends, I'm thinking I'm done. And it's just totally, as we talked about in the live, you know, how do you know when you're done? How do you know where to paint things? Hopefully I'll backtrack to those questions here. But I'm not making changes that are doing much. I had a darker spot here. I did brush over it with some white and then put a darker spot here. So I'm just trying to stay away from too much in the middle. I've got a dark spot there, but I think it's okay. I just wanted to scoot that one over for whatever reason. So, you know, I did have a game plan, as I talked about, with that paste that I put on and let dry. That's my basic game plan. For the pinky swear abstract, that video is linked in this video's description. I had a drawing and what I was going to go with it, and I was doing that, and then I just I think I don't know what I said in the live, but I was like heading to Arizona and ended up going north to Oregon, even though I had this road map of where, oops, I just got water or paint on me. You know, I had this road map of where I was going to go. You can change things. But so I have a limited color palette, so that helps unify it, just like in a cow painting. That can really help you. I used one brush, so that helps me with all the vertical strokes are pretty much the same width, except for when I use the edge of the brush, and I got some skinny ones. I went with some bigger shapes and then started putting in smaller shapes for more texture and pattern. And then I'm still kind of following, even though like that big white one's up high, you know, it kind of mimics my texture, which I don't think you can see, that's sort of up high. You know, so I'm just kind of dancing in between the two peaks. I hope that makes sense. I hope that's not too artsy. And it really isn't where I was heading. I wanted a lighter painting, a softer painting, but your paintings are going to have your own handwriting, so you don't want to fight it too much. Oh, and then I suggested during the live that you can print out other artist abstract paintings as a guide. Like, I want a blue, really heavily textured painting. Just don't, like, turn it upside down for one thing to help you, so it's a different, you do it at a different view. Like if my reference was upside down, and then, I don't know how to tell you this, just kind of use it as a guide, but you're going to come up with your own thing. And then what can be hard too is it doesn't look like the abstract that you love. It looks like the abstract that's in you. So a lot of times, we talked about this during the live too, like the Curly Sue Buffalo painting that's coming up the end of this month, the video will post. Oh, I painted it live for a little bit. I worked on a little bit of it live. Didn't like it. Emily came over here to help me photograph it. Still didn't like it. But now it's been a couple weeks and I haven't been looking at it and on top of it so much. I'm like, oh, I really like it. Because I used purple in it, which was kind of a, I don't know, could be kind of risky for a buffalo. So anyway, the point of all that is, put it in another room, don't look at it for a while, and you'll probably like it a lot better. Sometimes I will tell an artist when they don't like their work, I'm like, that's gorgeous. Put a frame on it, and it's sort of, I don't know what it does. It like validates the painting. It's good enough to frame. I think that's what it does. And then you might like that better too. Okay, so I hope a few of those comments help. Try a small abstract and see what you think. Just put a horizontal line on a third and put some vertical strokes and go from there. You can always think thirds. Like, I'm trying to stay away from the middle, even though that's pretty darn close to the middle, that and that. But for the most part, I'm, like that's pretty close to a third. Just kind of use the rule of thirds to help you know where to put things. Okay, guys, I hope you like this one. I think it's fun to mix it up. It's good for me to, in some ways this is harder because I don't know exactly where I'm going. I don't know where that buffalo's nose is. But it's also easier because I don't have to worry about if I got it in the right spot so much. I can play with it a little more. Just limit a few things to help make your painting more cohesive, have more harmony. Okay, I think I said that twice now. Thanks for hanging out with me. It's really fun to me to get to know all of you. Great big happy art hugs, and I hope to chat with you soon. Bye, guys.